Hello students, welcome back. In the last session we have started with selector forms and we have studied simple selector, class selector and generic selector. In today's session we will continue our discussion of selector forms and we will discuss some more selector forms. So let's start. First we will discuss ID selectors. An ID selector allow the application of a style to one specific element. So by using ID selector we can apply the style specification to a single element in the HTML document. Now we have seen a generic selector, it can be applied to any number of tags. We have a class selector, it can be applied to a tag which contains that particular class. Simple selectors, yes, it is applied to all the tags which is specified in the selector. But ID selector here can be applied to a particular tag which appears in the HTML document. Now the general form of ID selector is like this: specified ID, and then in flower bracket we have properties and values. Now the specified ID, before the specified ID we have a hash symbol. So whenever you use an ID selector, it starts with hash symbol, then the specific ID which appears in the HTML document. Inside the bracket you can have properties and values which you want to apply. For example, hash section 14, font size 20. So the ID is section 14 which appears in the HTML document, to which we are applying font size as 20. Now let us see an example on this. So I'll just move to Notepad++. Okay, this is our earlier example. So what I'll do is this is my HTML code inside the body, and for BBA I'll just remove the class and I'll use a ID. Okay, so IDs are used in the tags to identify the particular element. Okay, so ID can be any unique value for a tag. It is suggested that you have to use IDs in the tags as per the XML or XHTML specifications. So I'll use an ID here as BBA section. Okay, BBA section. So ID can even contain numbers. Okay, so you can say BBA section 1 or 2, like that. So we have created an ID BBA section, and to this ID I want to apply something. Now to apply some presentation details to that particular element, we can use here ID selector. So it starts with hash, ID name, here it is BBA section, in flower bracket we have properties and values. So I'll say font dash style, font style colon, style equals for font style colon, I'll use italic. Okay, so we are applying a font style to the content of H2 tag with an ID BBA section, and the style which is applied, it is italic. So I'll save this and we will execute it. So it is in frames, this is our file. I'll double click on this. Okay, now you can see the BBA has appeared in a italic style. Now the style has been applied only to BBA, not to any other tags, because we have used a ID selector there. So this is how we can use an ID selector to apply a particular style to a particular element in the document. Next, contextual selectors. Sometimes we may want to apply some style specification to the innermost tag. means a tag which appears inside some other tags, so it can be applied. So if a tag appears only inside two OL tag, that is ordered list tag, apply a style specification to it. So like that also can be done by using contextual selectors. You can see here the format is like this. If you want to apply some style specification to list element which appears inside two OL elements, two ordered list, then you can declare it something like this. Okay, let us see this with an example now. Okay, let us create a list. Now I'll create an ordered list here. We have already seen how to create an ordered list by using OL, and the elements in an ordered list can be declared with li. So we will create an ordered list, say DMS CC. Okay, then first list item is closed, then another list item, and I'll say DMS BB. So this is also closed, and one more list item, that is BK College, that is BKC. And we will use one more, that is Jyoti. Okay, then we will close the ordered list. Now if I execute this, you can see an ordered list has been displayed with some elements. Now what I'll do is, inside Jyoti I'll create another list. Jyoti has science and commerce, right? So we will create two more items inside Jyoti and BK. So inside Jyoti it has to be, so it has to be inside the bracket li itself. So before closing the li, I'll just press an enter, and inside that I'll add one more OL. So list inside a list can be created, and we have studied this before as well. So again one more list inside the Jyoti by using OL. So I'll open the OL and I'll close the OL, and in between this I will add some items again. So first item li, I'll say com for commerce, and I'll close the li, and one more item, that is li science. Okay, close li. Okay, so I'll just save it and let us see the output of this. Okay, now you can see inside Jyoti we have commerce and science. Same way inside BKC also we can add something. I'll just copy and paste the same thing now. Before the closing li we have to do that. So I'll paste it, and I'll say here BCom and BSc. Okay, now consider I want to apply the color red to this BCom and BSc and commerce and science, color red. Then how I can apply color red to it? So you may say we can use a simple selector to li, because those are the li elements. And if I use an li element here, now this is our this is our style section, document level style sheet. Inside this, if I apply something to li, say li colon color red, okay, and if I save it and if I execute this, the red is applied to all the li's in the ordered list, but I wanted to apply red only to the sub elements of BK and Jyoti. Now that can be done by using contextual list, contextual selector. Now it can be used like OL LI, OL OL LI, OL OL LI, in the sense it will apply a style specification to the li tag which appears inside two OLs. Now which is the li tag which appears inside two OLs? If you look at this is one OL and this is the li tag which this appears inside one OL. So this is not eligible. So there is OL open, there is one more OL, and we have li's here. Means this BCom appears inside two OLs, OL, OL and li. So it is applicable for these two, and OL is closed. Again we have a Jyoti. Jyoti appears only inside one OL. OL open. This OL is already closed, so only one OL, so it is not applicable to this. But we have OL open, again one more OL and BCom, so it is applicable to this. So let us see the output of this. Now you can see it is applied only to the elements of BKC and Jyoti. So like this we can make use of the contextual selector, not only with OL or LIs, we can use it with any other nested tags. Okay, that is about the contextual selector. Next, pseudo classes. Now pseudo classes, these are styles that apply when something happens rather than because the target element simply exists. Now we can apply some style specification based on certain events, and that is by using pseudo classes. Now names of pseudo classes always begins with colon. There are some classes like H over, that is horizontal over classes apply, or hover class apply when the mouse cursor is over the element. When you take your mouse cursor on the element, we can apply some style specification by using a pseudo class, that is hover class. Same way we have one more class called as focus class. Focus class apply when the element has a focus. When an element gets a focus, we can apply some style specification by using a focus class. Like this, there are many other pseudo classes which can be used to apply style specification on something or some events. Now let us go through an example to understand this. Okay, let us move to the notepad. I have an example here. Okay, this is my example. So in the body section, if you see, we have a form tag. Inside the form tag we have written your name, and we have a input type as text. So we have created a text field simply, and for this we have used a document label style sheet. You can see in the head section we have a style tag open, style tag closed. Inside this we have style specifications or style rules. Now how the pseudo classes are applied, you can see. I want to apply the pseudo class to the tag, that is input tag. So we have a name of a tag, that is input. Then we have a colon here in between, and then we have the pseudo class name, that is hover class we want to use. Means when I take my cursor on the input, then the color should be red. Then we have input focus. So class is focus, again on the same element, that is input, and the color is green. So whenever the text box is in focus, the color of that text box will be green, or the text color will be green. Now let us look at the output. Okay, this is the output of it. If I take my cursor, the color of the text should be red. Right now I am taking my cursor on the input text, but nothing is happening because there is no text available. If I write the text, now if I click on that, now the text box is in focus. So if it is focus, and if I write something, now you can see the color is green because it is in focus. But if I remove a focus, now the focus has been removed, and now you can verify the color is black. But if I take my cursor on that, so this will call the pseudo class that is that is hover class. Now you can see the color is red. If I remove, again the color is the default color, that is black. Red, if I remove, it is black. And if I press my mouse button and if I get a focus on that text box, the color is green. So like this we can make use of the pseudo classes to apply some style specifications based on certain events. Okay, so this is about pseudo classes. Okay, that's it in the today's session. With this we will stop here. Thank you.